to choose the $125 of product for 99 bucks. And they're throwing in a paper pumpkin kit. And right away, you can start shopping and be just a savvy shopper and get a 20 to 25% discount on all your own stuff. And you don't even, I can't, see, I get excited and I can't talk. And you don't even have to sell anything, you guys. That's the coolest part about it. So anyway, if you have any questions about it, make sure to reach out to me. And I know I say this all the time, but seriously, if you have spent at least $99 with me, why wouldn't you want to do this? There are no underlying clauses. We're not going to take away your firstborn. And it's just a lot of fun. You can be a part of my amazing team of creative stampers. And most of them are what we call hobbyists. And that's awesome because they like to purchase product and collect it. Don't we all, right? That's why I joined, you know. Anyway, so with that being said, there are products in here that you can earn for your purchases of a minimum of $50. So today, what I'm going to do, in fact, in the next few weeks, I'm going to showcase things from Celebration and kind of show you why you kind of need to collect all the things in here. So if, like I said, if your wish list is long and you see a lot of things in here, what you need to do is just sign up to be a demonstrator, join my team, and then you can collect all the stuff just like customers do, but you get your discount on top of it. So it's like Christmas right now, you guys. It's seriously a no-brainer. But if you have any questions, like I said, don't hesitate. There is absolutely no obligation. And, you know, if you just want to be my customer, that's great. But why wouldn't you want a discount on top of it is what Anyway, so inside Celebration, we have these items that we can collect with minimum purchases for free. So, like I said, today what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. I'm going to feature the Ringed With Love Designer Series paper. Now, what's really cool about this, if you look in our mini catalog or the July through December catalog, whatever you like to call it, we have this bundle and it coordinates with it. But honestly, today I'm not even going to use the dies, but I do want to show you guys this. I know I showed it last time, but I know not everybody watches every live. So I want to make sure that we cover all bases. Hey, Kristen, good morning or good afternoon. It feels like morning yet to me. So anyway, I wanted to show you these dies. And the reason being is that I love the fact, I know I showed some people my whole pile of wood, I call it, but I love this die right here. It's huge. I want to show you guys a couple things. And there's the rest of them, okay? And it'll make more sense in a second when I show you guys some samples, and then we'll go to town and we'll stamp. But anyway, this guy right here is really cool for a couple of reasons. First of all, this is a 3D, as we call it, a 3D embossing folder, and it goes like this. I'm a little hyper today. I had maybe too much coffee. Anyway, so this will fit in here just like so, and it goes into place. I don't want to say locks, but you can tell when it's there. You know what I mean? You can feel it. And then you put your cardstock in here, wheel it through, and it will not only emboss, it will also cut these rings of wood. Pretty cool, right? So the other thing you can do is another option is don't use this, just use this, and then you can emboss without cutting. Now, I did use the die, and I know I showed this last time, but I'll show it again. I have a lot of wood. Isn't that awesome? So I have a bunch of rings of wood that are ready to rock and roll when I want to create. And I did these in soft suede, I believe. Yeah, soft suede. Anyway, so I'm just like really digging this set. And actually what we're going to do today, we're not even going to use the dies, and we're not even going to use the embossing folder. We're seriously featuring this designer series paper on its own. So see, I'm going to need, I think that, so we're going to keep that near me. And then also, I wanted to show you the paper up close and personal. So, oh, there's something else I want to show you with this guy as well, with this paper, okay? So I cut out 3x3 squares, except for this piece. I left it big because I wanted to show you something else that's really cool. Now remember, this paper is free with a minimum of a $50 order. So let's see here. I should have tried this out before I went live. Oh, here we go. Here, no, yeah, no. So, sorry, I'm talking to myself. I do that often. Do you guys do that in your craft room? I know it fits in this because I've done it. And I was like, ooh, love it. Anyway, I know it fits. Doggone it, did I cut it wrong so it doesn't go in the proper manner that I needed it to? Okay. Well, I know it does. Okay, I'm really not lying. Yeah, Dawn's a hot mess this morning. Now I'm bound and determined. Oh, no. Anyway, I know it does. It fits in there. I'm pretty sure. We're just going to skip that for now. So in the process, let's go ahead and show you the DSP. Like I said, I've had way too much coffee. And that's the backside like you've seen. And then there is this design here, and this is the back. So this paper is meant to be like a year-around paper. Let's go this direction with it. There we go. And then this is the back side. And then there's this. So it kind of covers all 4 seasons. And then this is the back side. This is one of my favorites. If you guys know me, you know I love plaid. Mad for plaid, mad for gingham. I love this one too with all the different size houses on it. And there's the back of that. And then I'm going to show you some samples that I've made with this DSP, and then we'll go to town and we will play a bit. So anyway, that is that. Let's see here. Samples. We love samples, right? So first of all, I want to show you this one, and I hope there's not going to be too much of a glare as I've kept it in the plastic. So there is this one here where I've did what I was talking about. I both embossed and cut at the same time on this outside ring. And then there's these cute little mushrooms. And this stamp here, I'm going to show you something really cool with it. And these are the other little dies too that go with. Aren't they cool? So there's one card as far as a sample goes. And I also stamped that wood looking ring around the outside edge of this. And there's this one here. Now this one is a slider card like we did last Sunday where the middle of this slides off. And what I did on this is I embossed that in white. You can see the detail in that one. And just a little different, right? I love this particular pattern. It's a lot of fun. Not as much as a plaid, but I do like that one. And then, speaking of mad for plaid, there is this card here. And this I fussy cut because there's not a die for this. So I did fussy cut it. And I think I did okay considering. I always say I cut and I color like a 5-year-old, I swear. But I try. And then there's this card here. And again, this was just embossed, not cut as far as the rings in the paper. And I just love it, especially with the soft suede. What do you guys think? I think it looks kind of cool. And then I'm also going to do this so I can see your comments because, hey, Polly, hi. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to ignore anybody. And I think sometimes Facebook doesn't let me see everybody. That's not nice, is it? Anyway, this piece here, what I did with part of it is I cut out this medallion that you can see right here. So I just cut it out, popped it up a little bit. This stamp set will feature, I'm not sure what week yet, but we'll feature it. But it's a fun set and it's called Amazing Phrasing. And it's another it's a set of stamps that you can earn for free during celebration. So it's pretty awesome. Like I said, celebration, best time, right? I love it. And this card here, I fussy cut this. This is one of the stamps in the stamp set, which is, where is that little guy? Right here, right there. And again, I embossed the evening evergreen in the background. Kind of fun, right? Something a little different. And I like that there is, you know, these sentiments, by the way, we're going to go back to this for a second. I like the sentiments in this because it kind of covers a lot, right? Between Merry Christmas to Thinking of You. I like the Get Well Soon. We don't have, well, I guess we do. Actually, this annual catalog, I take it back. There is a really cool Get Well set that I'm digging, and I can't wait to do some creating with it. I need to, because I need those sympathy cards and Get Well cards. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always in need of those. Anyway, these sentiments, a lot of bang for your buck on this. So getting this bundle, I believe is like $50, $25. I'll have to look. But if you purchase the bundle, then you get the DSP for free. You're set right away. So that's pretty awesome. Anyway, okay, we're going to put this back here. And we'll go back to some more samples. So here again, I use that other set that you can earn for free with a $100 order, the Amazing Phrasing. And I use that, the wonderful Mad for Plaid, the back of that other paper that I love, 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 love it. And then there's this card here. Now, we're going to kind of backtrack here, and I'm going to show you something you guys probably seen. And I have to laugh because when I took pictures of this, I didn't realize that my dog ran off. Like, he looks like he's dead. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, that's awful. But my doggy fell off my camper. So I have to fix that. Oh dear, that's not good. Anyway, the reason why I wanted to show you this is because I use the tree dies that will feature in another time on this card. So even though it blends, in fact, let me go ahead and show you something here. Let's see, trees for sale. Okay, so here is the stamp set that's in the mini catalog. And then we have dies in the, let me grab this again, that coordinate with it. And I bet it's, nope, right here. So these right here for a minimum of $100 purchase. And you guys know I love that camper. I just love these dies. Oh my gosh. So you don't actually even need the stamp set to play with these dies. But I did do a little stamping on these. Anyway, the reason why I'm talking about this is trees, of course, can be very versatile, right? You can never have too many different shapes of trees when you paper craft. So with that being said, I used them on this card to be meant as Christmas trees, I guess is what I was getting at. Long story long, right? So these you'll get a lot of mileage out of, is what I'm trying to, I guess, say. Sometimes it takes me a while to spit it out, but I get there. And then there is this card here that I also made. And I'm going to put this down where it's not going to break. And I definitely need to fix my little doggy. I had to laugh though, because I'm sitting there the other day and I photographed that sampler, and I didn't even realize that the dog ran off and ended up on its back. And here I have this watermark photo of this sampler with the dog, you know. Anyway, enough of that. So you guys, are you ready to stamp? Let's do some stuff, because like I said, I have 4 cards and we're keeping it a little more simple this time. And just to share, so I earned the incentive trip, and because the incentive trip was not a go, we had a virtual incentive trip, I guess. And Sarah and Shelly from Home Office, Stampin' Up, you know who they are. If you know, you know. And she came up with some really cool cards. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love those ideas. Let's play. Because sometimes I just want a super simple card. It doesn't have to be 20 layers for somebody to love a card that they receive in the mail. I mean, sometimes I love to do cards like that, don't get me wrong, but most of the time we're all pretty busy, right? We need something simple and quick, but darn adorable that someone's going to remember that you thought of them to make a card and write a note inside and send it to them, actually send it to them in the mail. Like it's a lost art or something anymore, which is kind of sad, right? We want to bring all that back. Anyway, so this card here, super, super simple. So let's go ahead and grab all my stuff. Make sure I have everything that I need here. Okay, so first of all, I started out with a piece of Sahara sand. I cut it at 4 1/4 by 11, and then scoring it at 5 1/2. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And while we're doing that, I have to show off my new bone folder. Isn't that cool? Tamara Davis made these for everybody at the Gather Together event out in Utah. I thought that was so cool. She made them for everybody. I was like, holy cow, girl. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. We have our nice crisp edge. And then this punch here, I haven't used a whole lot. I have a new love for the postage, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the rectangle postage stamp. And there is the item number if you want to write that down. If you haven't gotten this punch, it's actually is very cool. I'm going to show you 2 cards if you had a sneak peek at the beginning that I've used this on. So what I did is I took some of this DSP, and you could do this with any DSP depending on the theme of your card. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to punch out 5 of these out of the cardstock. Now just make sure, depending on which way you want your postage stamp to be, I want mine to go this direction, that you cut your paper accordingly so that your pattern goes accordingly and it doesn't end up upside down or sideways. Does that make sense? Because I had to think about this really hard before I cut my paper. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 1 more. But hey, it's those little things that stump me sometimes. Okay, and then we're going to be using Night of Navy for our ink and the Thinking of You out of the Ringed With Nature stamp set. It's a photopolymer set. And that means that I will need to grab my ugly looking piercing mat. This guy has been with me a long time. But the reason why we use this, for those who may not know, photopolymer stamps are made a little differently than our red rubber stamps. The red rubber stamps have a cushion on them. That's what helps give you a nice crisp image when you stamp them onto your paper. Photopolymers don't have that, so we need something with a little bit of give. This guy comes in handy. It's our piercing mat. It's sold in the annual catalog. Now, if you don't have one of these, or if you can't get one right away, that's okay. If you have the old-fashioned mouse pad, that'll work, or an old magazine that you may want to put underneath when you stamp. Anywho, also, I already stamped. I have 1 in vanilla because I did vanilla on this card because I wanted it to pop a little. But should we do white on this one? So let's lay it out, and I'm going to have you guys help me out, figure it out. What should we do? Let's see here. First of all, I'm going to arrange these little guys, and you can actually arrange these a little differently if you wanted to. That's up to you. I just chose, again, to make it super simple. Lay it down on the card like so. Isn't that easy? I mean, bing, bang, boom, you're done. You could do this again. Christmas cards, birthday cards, anything and everything, and just get a pile going for sure. So the white's kind of cool. Or should we do the vanilla. I'm gonna see what you guys are voting. You know what? I agree with you, Jamie. I don't think that the postage stamp punch gets a lot of love. And honestly, I forgot about it in my stuff behind me. So, for sure. Hey, Evelyn, good morning. I'm not sure if I already said hi, but hello. Vanilla gets a vote. Let's see here. Vanilla. Okay, there's a couple of you that say vanilla, so we're gonna go ahead and go with vanilla. We're gonna put this guy away in the stash for another day, another card. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp our thinking of you. Just like that. Super easy. That's the only stamping that you will need on this card. Yay! I'm gonna go ahead, take my Simply Chamois, clean that off because we will be using this stamp again. All right, let's see here. My seal adhesive. And we're gonna go ahead. Oh, I like that too. There's that plaid again. And I'm just gonna eyeball where I'm gonna put this. Just kind of go with the sample, right? I got sticky stuff on my hands. What the heck? There we are. And I put them kind of close together. If you wanted to stamp out more to cover, or you could even stagger them, kind of like, I guess, bricks on a house. Does that make sense? Stagger them and do it that way and then cut off the excess on the ends that hang over on your postage stamps. That would be really cool as well. But again, I wanted to feature on the paper itself because the paper you can get for free during celebration. I thought, you know, let's keep some of this really super simple and just focus on this beautiful paper. And I love the fact that it kind of covers all 4 seasons. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pop Thinking for You up just a little because you know me and dimensionals, and we're gonna put the extra there. Just don't let me forget that it's on my hand when I look for it later, guys. Just say, Dawn, look on your hand. Do you guys do this? I do this all the time. Anyway, we're gonna pop it up this time. On the other card, I did not. And then we're gonna take my bow maker. I love this little guy. It's like my third hand. And we're gonna, let's see here, we cross over with my right, take this tail underneath, and then we make the number 4, kind of a 4. Put this tail through, ta-da! And you have a perfect bow. And we're gonna go ahead, whoops, dropping everything. I got the dropsies today, I think. Put this back for now because we're gonna use that linen thread a bit. I love linen thread. One of the biggest reasons why I go through a lot of linen thread is that there is absolutely, and don't get me wrong, I love our ribbons that Stampin' Up! Puts into our catalogs, but I love the fact that linen thread has almost no bulk. So when you put it in the mail, it's perfect, right? Okay, so there is card number 1. Now the other thing that I would like to do that I don't do often, actually we're gonna use this again. And this little guy right here, I don't know if you wanna call him a fern, but I'm actually gonna stamp my envelope. You know, I get so involved in making the cards, sometimes I forget to make my envelope pretty. Gotta do pretty envelopes. So there's a first on Facebook Live with me. I actually decorated my envelope. Woohoo! All right, I'm gonna clean this off because I think I'm gonna, I'll be using that again as well on another card. Fun, lots of fun. So if you guys love this card, give me some hearts. Show me some hearts or some little thumbs up. And let's go to the next card, card number 2. Grab all my goodies. And here's the envelope. Look, I decorated the envelope. I'm so excited. Okay, so get myself situated here again. So for this card, I used thick, basic white cardstock. I cut it at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Again, going to use my bone folder because I love that crisp edge. Makes me happy. And then for, this is one of the DSPs in that pack. This is Parakeet Party. I know I keep telling my buds, I keep calling this Parakeet Punch. Who'd want to drink a bird? I don't know. I don't know what goes on in my head sometimes. Anyway, let's give you guys, and I have a little cheat sheet here because I can't remember what I cut it at. The Parakeet Party cardstock is at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then the Ringed With Love DSP is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and then this little piece here that we're going to use, it's a scrap piece. I cut it at 1/4 of an inch, and it's just scrap. So we're going to play with that in a minute. But first of all, let's go ahead. We're going to layer these two together. Like so. You know what I really dig about this particular piece of the DSP in the pack is that it looks like I stamped it with this stamp, doesn't it? But I didn't. So they did all the hard work for me. So it already looks really cool without doing any stamping. And you guys will get a kick out of this, but both Shelly and Sarah said, okay, forgive me. And it was funny at the time. So I had a little giggle out of it, but they were like, I don't like this particular DSP because it looks like baby poop. I'm like, oh my God. They are so cute together when they stamp. If you ever get a chance to watch them stamp together, some of you have, they are a hoot. And it was actually quite funny because when you hold up the whole piece, it kind of mixes crushed curry and Parakeet Party, and it has this kind of a funky look to it. So I guess you could say that. But I think it's kind of pretty. So, you know, got to use the baby poop once in a while. I'll never look at this piece of paper the same again. I'll put it that way. And I know I don't mean to gross you guys out. I'm sorry. Okay, so onward, Dawn. I have too many envelopes. Why is that? Anyway, that's okay. Squirrel. We're going to go ahead and use the white piece that I punched out with the postage stamp. That worked out well, so I didn't have to do that again. And we are going to use, let's see here, these two, nope, not that one. Whoops. Hopefully you're not seeing my nose and all that in the photo here. Okay, we're gonna use these two right here from that stamp set. Whoa, that is really close, isn't it? Thank goodness that wasn't my nose and just stamps. And then we're going to use Parakeet Party and Crushed Curry. Some crazy fun colors together. So first of all, I think I had a better time lining this up doing Parakeet Punch first. Whoops. We're going to punch him. Hopefully, yeah, I'm in the picture. I get going on my stamping, get in my zone, and then I forget that I'm not within the space you guys can see. And then we're going to go ahead. These are the flowers. It's almost like a two-step, and please forgive me because I need to kind of line this up. It may not be perfect, but that's okay, right? Because it's handmade. There we go. Oops, I'm going to need crushed curry yet. And what we're going to do, I'm going to borrow this block. And let's see here. Pretty sure. Have you noticed as a stamper that you get to learn how to read backwards when you're looking at your stamps? With these photopolymer stamps, what I like to do is lay them down so they have a chance to lay flat, and then I connect them to my block. Because otherwise, sometimes I have a tendency, if I try to put them on by handling them, that they bend and stuff because they're movable. And you could do something that's straight, make it wavy, all that good jazz. Anyway, just a, a thought. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp happy anniversary, but we only need the happy. We just need some happy. So I'm going to go ahead and clean these off because I'm going to need, oh yeah, I'll need these again. So actually I don't need to clean them. And I'm going to take my paper snips and we're just going to cut off happy. And we're going to chuck the rest. And then I'm going to use, you can see I was using that. It's definitely scrap. We're going to use our minis. And I'm going to put 2 of these little guys on with my Picket tool. Whoops. And peel these off. I love dimensionals. I have a love affair with dimensionals. And we're going to make him happy. And then we're going to go ahead and once again make another bow. So over, around from the back side, make a number 4 and through the loop. And there you go. Trim off the tail. And get my glue dots. Oh, it decided to stick right to me. Hello. We're going to stick that on like so. And I'm going to go ahead and add some more dimensionals. I would love to keep track of how many packages of dimensionals I go through in a year. All right, and there we go. Whoops, I didn't decorate my envelope, but we'll skip that. You guys know that I'll start it, if anything. Let's see here. So I used, see, I was so quick to put everything away. Okay, so I used, again, Parakeet Party, Crushed Curry, and I just went ahead and stamped like so. And actually on this one, I even went up the fold of the envelope, just like that. I guess I'm trying to cut corners, and heck, why am I in a hurry? I don't know. We shouldn't be in a hurry. It's Sunday, right? Holiday weekend. We're good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see if I can do this several times without messing up. It's only an envelope though, right? There we go. And like that. Ooh, I'm not doing too bad, considering. Considering I'm doing this quickly. But there is kind of like itty bitty holes, so you can line up the other color, the Parakeet Party in this case, right to it. All right, there we are. Ta-da! Now we have a pretty envelope to put into the mail. Pretty cool. Okay, so that is card number 2. Yay! Okay, let's go with card number 3. This one, I think, I don't know, it's a hard call, but it's kind of sort of my favorite, sorta. Well, maybe. Out of the 4 here. But this is like super, super simple. Now, just a note on this. I did use crumb cake. And I want to show you guys something. I know I have them. I know I have them marked that I have them, but I'm unable to find them. And that is our new craft note cards and envelopes. I know I ordered them and I cannot find them. Story of my life in my craft room. But with that being said, I decided to kind of cheat, okay? So I made a standard size card because our note cards and envelopes, they are 3.5 by 5, which is whereas our standard A2 size card is 4.25 by 5.5. You could tell I had to think about that, right? And I love the fact that the new craft note cards and envelopes, of course, have the envelopes included. Well, I was digging through my stash trying to find those, and here's an antique. For those that remember the A2 size envelopes and crumb cake, I actually had one, so it would match the card. So these are not available. I double checked. These are not available, but the note cards and envelopes in craft color, which is basically like a crumb cake, they are available. And what's nice about those, I think you get 20 in a pack. Let's double check. And they're really inexpensive. 20 cards and 20 envelopes. So the cards are 3.5 by 5. So they're pre-cut, pre-scored. So that's 2 more steps you don't even have to worry about is cutting and scoring your cards. And then you get the envelopes with them. 20 envelopes, 20 cards for $10, you guys. Whoops, I'm sorry. If you could see it, that would be great, wouldn't it? There we go. Anyway, so I don't know what I did with them. They are around here somewhere hiding on me and laughing at me because I cannot find them. Anywho, so when you're seeing me using these, this is actually a retired product. I know, no, but I wanted it to match and get you guys the idea of, it would actually even be cuter because it would be smaller and this would be closer together. Does that make sense? As much sense as mud. Anyway, crumb cake, 5.5 by 8.5. I scored it at 4.25. I'm going to go ahead and again, use our bone folder. This card is so stinking easy. I love it. And then what I did, this pattern of the paper pack of Ringed With Love, I love this little guy right here, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to use another punch that I have not used in a while. This is the double oval punch. And again, this is kind of like my postage stamp punch. It hasn't been getting a lot of love, and I decided we need to give it some love. Hey, Claudia, hi. Oh my gosh, and Nancy, hello. See, I'm getting to town here. I'm just going away in my zone crafting, and I didn't even see you guys jump on. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut out this cute little house with my oval punch. Okay. Isn't he adorable? I love that cute little house. And then we're going to take a scrap piece of Evening Evergreen, and we're going to do the layer, the larger oval, the scallop oval, with that Evening Evergreen. And we're going to go ahead and attach those together with my seal. So just like so. Cute, 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 cute. And then this stuff right here, this ribbon, I love it. It's really super soft and it's easy to tie, but the problem is it's a lot of bulk on a card. Now, if you're making something 3D, like a gift box or on a gift bag, beautiful, right? And I love the color of it. I think it's really pretty and it frays really nice. So I decided to cut, I'm going to use this one to kind of gauge. And where did my scissors go? In front of me. And it's about, I would say approximately a 3-inch piece. And go ahead and cut that little guy. So we're using the ribbon in a way that's not going to give our card a lot of bulk. And then what I'm going to do, actually I'm going to trim this a little better here. Not that it's going to make a difference because we're fraying it, but see how easy it is to fray this ribbon? It's so cool. I love it. And then I'm going to trim its little feathers off just a little because we want to give it some personality, right? I'm going to go ahead and there we go. And again, take his little feathers, chop them off, and we're good to go on that. The other thing we're going to do before I stick him on, I want to kind of figure where he's going to go. Oop, these feathers are going to get in my way. I need soft suede and evening evergreen ink pads. And I think the first thing I'll do is the sentiment, which is thinking of you, in the soft suede. Okay, perfect. I love when things work out right, especially when you are all watching me. And then I'm going to take this little guy again, and we're going to use evening evergreen ink and just a simple little doohickey, right? In my world, it's a doohickey. And then thank goodness not all of you stamp with me. Be like, Dawn, what are you talking about? I don't even get what you're talking about. I'm going to take my seal, put a little bit of glue there. Whoops, and kind of sort of center that. And then did I? No, I didn't. Okay, I took seal and stuck it right to that. Perfection. And then again, I'm going to go ahead and take my bow maker. Whoops. And we're going to go ahead and go over and around. Make my number 4 through the loop and tighten. Something about linen thread and crumb cake together, I don't know, it's kind of like classic or something to me. Go ahead, take my glue dot, just stick that little puppy down. I'm gonna, uh-oh. It helps when the glue dot sticks to the bow. All right, we're gonna try this again. Take 2, here we are. Cute! And then what I wanted to do is decorate my envelope once again, because we can't have naked envelopes. All right, and in Evening Evergreen, I'm kind of digging this little stamp. I wasn't sure what to do with him at first because he's little, right? But I'm kind of digging the whole using him as a little accent. All right, so there we have card number 3. What do you guys think of that one? Whoop, whoop. Sorry, I was just reading your comments. I really didn't space out. It's so hard, right? It's like I want to look and chat with you guys, but I know I need to keep going. Otherwise, I'll have you guys here all day, which wouldn't be a bad thing. I would love to have you here all day, but I'm sure you might have something to do. Oh, right. This card right here. And look, once again, I decorated the envelope. I'm so proud of myself. And I did something a little bit different. Can you guys see what might be different about that designer series paper? I'm going to show you. And it's so easy. So easy. So I'm going to use something I have not used in a long, whoops, I just dropped something. That's okay. A long time. Markers. What a concept, right? So I have my big set of Marvy, I guess we used to call Marvy markers. I'm old school, but the Stampin' Write markers. So this came from the set of 5, the 2021 through 2023 in colors. So this is Garden Green, not Garden Green, Evening Evergreen. Oh my goodness, Dawn. And then in the big pack of markers, I've brought out the Poppy Parade, and I believe this is Mint Macaron. Yes, Mint Macaron. So these 3 colors are what we're going to use. Let's see here. Let me get my stuff. So I've cut a piece for the base. It's thick basic white cardstock. See, old dog, new tricks. Thick basic white cardstock at 5.5 by 8.5. I scored at 4 1/4. Use that bone folder. All right. And then this piece of DSP is cut at 5.5 by 4 1/4. We're actually going to cover the entire front of the card. And then I decided to do something a little different. This is the white, if I can find it here, the white and red 6x6, real red and white, 6x6 glimmer paper. And this is found in our mini catalog. The Christmas, well, I don't want to say Christmas because it's not just Christmas, but I'm loving this. And I know I was talking about it the other day, but there's something a little bit different about this particular glimmer paper from some of the previous glimmer papers that we've had. It's not as gritty. I guess, you know, like sandpaper has different grades of sandpaper. I don't know why I know that. It's not like I hang out in the tool shed. But anyway, anywho, I digress. But anyway, so it's not as gritty. I know I'm a texture person and this just feels better to me. But anyway, and it's like a softer shimmer of glitter. Say that 10 times fast, would ya? Anyway, so I cut this piece at, let me see here. What is this cut at, Dawn? It is cut at, 4 1/4 by 3. Sorry about the pause. 4 1/4 by 3 is what this is cut at. And then I have a piece of basic white cardstock, and that is cut at 2 3/4 by 4. So we're going to be layering that on top. And then I used a piece of scrap, Mint Macaron, at 3 by 3/4 inches. Okay? All right. So let's do some stamping. Okay. So what I'm going to do, first of all, we'll go ahead and we got to play with this piece of paper. That's what we got to do. So you need a ruler and you need a piece of scrap piece of paper, and mine is hiding. So we'll just grab another because I don't want to get ink on my background here, even though I think it would just wash off because these are water soluble markers. So unlike our Stampin' Blends are alcohol based, so they work beautifully with non-porous surfaces. So, and with our basic white paper, the coating on our white paper, it moves the ink really well to blend in color, which of course I'm not very good at, but I try. But anyway, these are water-based. So if you do, you might say, well, Dawn, what's the difference between them? And I would say the biggest difference is this, is a visual in your head, okay? Because like I said, I'm very, very visual. So for me, the difference between these and the blends, when you color, and because these are water-based, what happens when you put a lot of water on a piece of paper? It's like it soaks it in and then it starts to hesitate taking any more of that water in. And then all of a sudden you'll notice you're coloring on your basic white paper and it starts to pill like a sweater, right? Because the paper's saying, hey, enough already. you've given me enough water. Now I'm going to pill on you. Whereas our blenders, or our Stampin' Blends, are alcohol based. And what happens with alcohol compared to water? Alcohol dries instantly. So that's why our basic white paper and our very vanilla take the blends better when you want to color than our water-based markers. I hope that made sense and that helps, because I get asked that a lot. And I'm like, well, it's a thing, you know, it's like your paper's talking back to you saying, okay, enough already. I've had enough water. Okay, anyway, Dawn, shut up. Keep going. So we're going to go ahead and take the Evening Evergreen Stampin' Right marker, and I'm going to use the thicker end. Okay, I know I've said this story before, but I have been purchasing these markers, oh my gosh, since I started using Stampin' Up! Products, which is back in the late 90s. I didn't know what these little lines meant. Duh. This means the brush tip. This means the skinny tip. Anyway, okay. Somebody might not know that, so we're good with that. I mean, I didn't know it for the longest time, for like years. I'm going to start this direction first, and we're going to do something really complicated. We're just going to make some lines on the paper. So you guys can see what the paper looks like here, and I'm going to pull up the other card so you can see what I'm going to do. Pretty awesome, right? I mean, it just gives a little bit more, and it helps because there's not the Evening Evergreen in this paper. I'm making my own DSP with DSP. And I am not going to sit here and measure it out, so it's totally... In fact, when Sarah did something similar to this, she just went ahead and she didn't even use a ruler. I needed to use the ruler. I guess I'm a little anal in that respect. But anyway, it looked really cool the way she did it, but I just don't think that I could handle that. But if you feel comfortable just winging it and drawing some lines on your paper, go for it. So I'm just going to add some color to this. So isn't that fun? Like I said, just something a little bit different. And like I said, ooh, by the way, depending on the ruler that you use, it does get a little messy. So we're going to go ahead and clean that off. Otherwise, I'm going to have Evening Evergreen all over everything. So now we're going to go this direction. So it's just giving your DSP another little look. Another thing you can do with your designer paper is just stamp on it. You know, if you want to give it some extra color or additional pattern in it, let's say it's a softer, not as busy of a pattern, and you want it to look a little different, just add ink. All right, isn't that cool? So there we have our, ooh, I did it again, darn it. Oh, messy, messy. Goodness sakes. I guess, you know, if you're going to have fun, you have to get a little inky, as I say. All right, there we go. So you can put our ruler away and grab my card base, and we're just going to glue this directly onto the card base. So do you guys have big plans today? I know in our area, in little old Ludington, they're doing fireworks and the parade tomorrow. They always do it on the 4th, no matter what day the 4th falls on. Ooh, that's right, we gotta do this. So let's do this next. See, I get to talking and I'm not paying attention. Like I said, this is scrap. I don't know. I got it off my printer. Okay, so what we're going to do next, we're going to use this stamp right here. And the Ringed with Nature has, of course, this is the stamp we're using, and it has these little stems. These are mushrooms, but we're going to make the mushrooms into gumdrops. Okay, so I didn't have daubers. I thought I had our sponge daubers, and apparently I need to order more. So that's on my have to get list. So in the meantime, I thought, well, I'm using the markers anyway. Why not just go ahead and continue using markers on our stamps? What a concept. This is something I haven't done in a while, but it's something that I learned when I first started stamping. You know those things that you learn way back and then you don't use it, and if you don't use it, you lose it? Anyway, so what we're gonna do, we're just gonna go ahead and we are going to color our mushrooms and make them into gumdrops. All right, and then the red, and then we're gonna do, I don't know, should I say huffing? That sounds funny, but that's what we're doing. So you don't want the ink to dry, so we take it and breathe really heavy on it. And we're gonna go ahead and stamp it. And we're going to go ahead and repeat. In fact, you know what I should have done? I should have had one that was already set to go. But, you know, it's all right. I get to hang out with you longer this way. In fact, why am I putting the tops on these? That's silly. Habit. Just habit. So we're coloring our little gumdrops. Oh, I did it again. In fact, I'm going to take them off with all of them and then make sure it just moistens it so that it doesn't dry and it will stamp on your paper. All right, I'm going to do it again. We're repeating this process until we cover the entire piece of paper. So how fun is this, right? And if you wanted to make your gumdrops different colors, you could, which I think would be a lot of fun. Now we're going to stagger them. Oops. Get out of sync in my head here on what color I'm using where. And our last gumdrop. Huff and stamp. So share with me, what are you guys up to today? Any plans, any parades? I love parades. I'll be going to the local one tomorrow. And then they're saying possibility of rain for tomorrow night. So praying that it does not. But they said possibly later in the day. But that would be a real bummer. Because everybody looks forward to those, and they shoot them over Lake Michigan. I'm along the Lake Michigan shoreline on the west side of the state. There we are. We'll do them that way. Isn't that fun? I love it. I just love it. Like I said, this is something I haven't done in ages, and it kind of was making me happy. I'm like, ooh, I get to show a technique today. All right, and I think I'll need, yeah, probably one more. So we're just gonna go ahead and stamp the top gumdrop because it's probably all that's gonna fit. And there we go. Awesome, how fun. So take that scrap, throw it away, bring back our card base, our glimmer paper, and then this little guy here. So in Evening Evergreen, I want to stamp the Merry Christmas on there because now we're making a Christmas card instead of a lot of the fall type theme that you had seen me use that with. Whoops, wrong one. Oh, that's right. Need to take this off. You know what's going to happen because I'm not putting these back? I'm going to lose one of these stamps I'm peeling off because they're clear. Have you guys ever done that? Like, I've had these things stick to the back of the stamp set, and I'm looking and looking and looking all over for it. Can't find it. Come to find out it's stuck on the back of a stamp set, or it's stuck on the back of a pack of cardstock, or it's stuck on my shirt. It's crazy. These things, sometimes they get the best of me, being that they are clear. All right, we're gonna stamp this guy. Just like that. I love Mint Macaron and Evening Evergreen together. I think it's a very pretty combination. Okay, Okay, and then let's go ahead and we're gonna attach all these goodies together. Take some seal, attach it to the glimmer. This is so pretty and it just gives a little extra something. And then I'm going to attach this to the card base, surprise, with dimensionals. And make sure that your gumdrops are right side up. I can see I almost made a big boo-boo there. Actually, make sure your card opens up the right direction. I've done that a few times lately too. And then we're gonna put this on here, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and again, use some dimensionals because we can. Everything is always better with a few dimensionals and a bow. Just like that. And then of course, like I said, we need a bow. So once again, go ahead and cross over, around, make the number 4, and through the loop. I was a little excessive on the linen thread, but it's all good. Trim your tail. And then we just need a glue dot. And I'm not gonna stamp the envelope. You guys get the idea, but I did want to show that is, oh my gosh, I'm having a problem. I'm arm wrestling with a glue dot. Where's my pick tool? Okay, there we go. Phew, it's these darn fake nails. I always blame the nails. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that little guy right there. And there we go. And before I forget, I'll go ahead and cover these guys up. All right, so let's see here. We have 4 cards. Yeah. So of course, this is the way I decorated the envelope on this one. Phew, we got through it. That's pretty awesome, you guys. Yay. And oh, I was gonna say, where did I put my other cards? So here we go. Whoops, and lay them out here. So gosh, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. In fact, I wasn't sure. I was thinking, you know, 4 cards, this could be a real test to see how many people hang out with me, but most of you have. You stuck with me. That's awesome. And I hope that you have found some new ways, some inspiration on how to use any designer series paper, but in particular, the Ringed With Love paper. Once again, this is free designer series paper during Celebration, and it will be found on page 7 of the brochure. And if you haven't received your July through December 2022 catalog and the Celebration brochure, and if you do not already have a demonstrator, reach out to me and I would be very happy to make sure that you get it in the mail, okay? I'll just ask that you help me pay for shipping, but then I give you a coupon in return when you place your first order with me. But anyway, this is a great pack of paper and it's free with a $50 order. So once again, if you purchase this bundle right here in the mini, and in fact, I'm going to, before I let you guys go, let's check on the price of that. Ringed with Nature. Let's see. So yeah, the bundle's $53. So if you ordered the bundle, then you get the paper for free. You're all set to go. It's pretty awesome. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Thanks, Nancy. I'm glad that you like them. You are very welcome, Jamie. Thank you for hanging out with me. And thanks, Claudia and Kristen and Evelyn. And I think my sister from another mother is here as well. Lisa, if you're here, I know you were thinking about popping on. Hello. And if I missed you, I'm so sorry as far as someone who's jumped on here and I didn't see you. So I apologize. But thanks again, everybody, for being here. I hope that you have a great rest of your weekend and celebration. Have fun, be safe, and I will see you next week right here, 1 p.m. Eastern Time with Sunday Crafternoon with Dawn. Happy 4th.